Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another video, ES Futures Trading. This is a market update. It is Wednesday, June 21st, 12:36 Eastern Time in the USA. Uh, Chairman Powell continues giving his testimony in front of Congress. Um, now we had this rotational market that is, and it was getting, I think there was a moment in time here that was very clear the market was getting too short, and some relief was odds that there was some form of short covering, but the market was getting this short, getting back inside this range, inside previous day range, after the market has get out multiple times. This could be just um, this market having some rebalancing of inventory here. There's a rotational market here. Now, the risk here, it's a rotational market. A lot of chop here, lots of chop. I didn't see it. The only opportunity may have that I would see here was that at this time in D, I have made that observation. I was talking to a friend. Okay, you know, what time is this? On 11:24. I was sending him a message that he asked me, how do you know when a market is getting too short? You know, this is a market getting too short. Market getting short inventory here, short inventory here, short inventory here in weak hands. The weakest traders are holding the short inventory. And then we have this day yesterday with market getting too long here in this area. I mean, the market was trying to go higher, traders were trying to push the market higher, but every time they did, the market just pulled back pulled back to what happened to be at the end of the day, what it is now, POC from yesterday. Um, Something very similar was happening today, but in the opposite direction. Market was getting too short here. Market was getting, I wasn't having downside continuation. I don't know. The question here is, if I think this market cannot take the 4,400 today, ends, kind of like in this area if there's a push to the downside towards the 4,400, and this level cannot be taken, there is good also could be some form of short covering here at the closing. This is a I don't know how long these testimonies are, um, but it has been more than how many? 3 hours now? How much? Yeah, 2.5 hours testimony. Chairman Powell in front of Congress, right? And Mike is just following this. This I don't think that he has said nothing that we don't already knew, that the market not already knew. Um, I think this is a risky. There's a risk in both sides here now. Look at the high here, for example. Huh? Look at the high. Look at the high. There's no way that this high this is a good level to be a seller. Now you're having back-to-back high. You got this high here from yesterday. Guess what? We have here as well the same thing. One day Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the same thing. I don't think this has. I believe this has good odds. This market has good odds of taking this high out today, rather than trading towards the 4,400. I guess the odds favor the upside. It is going to be an upside counter trend, a trade is against trend, because the trend is to the downside. You have value to the downside. You have the trend is to the downside, and this if we go with this trade, this is going to be against the trend. So it has to work really fast. If it's going to work, it has to work really fast. The market must take this high, and as soon as it's taken, it needs to have upside continuation really fast. Taking, for example, taking first, I mean, this level is not a reference anymore. All right, taking half back, last, getting to this area when the market has a lot of trade yesterday, settle, and this high, this can you see this highs from the overnight six? Remember we were talking about this high before the market opened, six wide here. The two-day range, there's another level here that could hold this market to the downside, and finally this three wide mechanical low, mechanical selling, mechanical level here. A lot of things, right? A lot of things needs to happen for or to monitor or for this trade to work. It is a trade against the trend. Remember, against the trend. If I'm going to take that trade, once the market takes this high, it has to work really fast. It has to keep going up, boom, 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 to the upside. And that could be, that can be, the more likely situation for that to happen is if this market gets too short and there is a short covering process that starts here. Remember, tomorrow we also have, again, we have Chairman Powell in front of the Senate this time. So there's a lot of things that can happen or cannot happen. Right? Remember, as important as is the things that happen in the market, the things that doesn't happen are also very relevant. If this market doesn't take this high, doesn't remove the short inventory from the upper line, doesn't fix this one, doesn't close the gap, there's a message being delivered there. There's an important message being delivered about the market, that this market is weaker than what it looks. I mean, price is selling a weak market, right? Now, another thing to have in mind here, notice the volume here, right? Volume is very low here. Let me pull this. Look at the volume here relative to yesterday. It's increasing though. We were 25% lower at the opening here, and it's going higher, but very low relative to yesterday. Okay? Very low relative to yesterday. Whatever the market is doing, what the market is doing, or is trying to do here, the market is trying to break, right? It doesn't have support. There's no volume here, no sellers, which is an indication to me that this has more to do with a long liquidation phase, right? Some rebalancing of inventory that is happening in this high. Remember, the market is extremely long. Let me pull this chart. Oops. But now look at this chart, right? Look at how this market is very high. This kind of rebalancing of inventory, of inventory here at the highs. This has to, I think, has more to do with rebalancing than a long liquidation than the new selling coming into the market. At least that's what in the short term. Right? Chairman Powell that hasn't said nothing that nothing yet that is impacting that or that has significant impact in the market. Look at this now. Oh, um, not that I trade. Not I want to show you something here. Not that I have traded though, but just look at how the market reacts. Right when the how market gets lower highs, lower highs. Volume at the center, volume at the high, and boom, suddenly volume at the lower. Okay, we're going lower now, right? All these shorts, all these shorts here are forced to cover here in the next period. And this period has a particularity that they have like a two histograms here. What this one here and one up here. Something's going on here. Just a second. This looks like a long liquidation. Okay. Okay. The market, when the market came back to this area, the destination is the opposite side, and then comes out of this histogram, this lower part. Notice how this taper, taper, volume, taper. Really nice, right? Really nice, yeah, inside. This is compare that to, for example, this one, right? You don't see nothing here. This is kind of like right, taper here and taper down here. Now you can see double here. I like it when these things. There is nothing here. I'm not trying to say that there was a trade here, but just when the market comes back inside this range, it targets the opposite side. It takes the low, but it doesn't have continuation, comes back inside, targets the opposite side, and targets the opposite side here. This high is no good, the low is no good. Nobody, what do you do when you have this kind of markets? Now, traders don't understand that a lot of times, and most of the times, this is just observation. This job is observation. If there is nothing here to trade, guess what? I don't trade. It's a very choppy market, very choppy markets. They are going to be chopped. That my stop. That as soon as I get um, into, or as soon as I get a position that my stop is going to be hit, or the market moves in the opposite direction, is really high. So there is nothing. For me, there is nothing here. Nothing to be seen. There's nothing at all. I hope I hope you have had identify the kind of market we are having now, a rotational market, shopping market, from the beginning, the market comes out the range, gets out the balance, and comes back inside right away, inside the previous range, which targets the opposite side of the range, actually. It comes back out again, comes back inside, back out, and then it's being bought from this low, being sold from, from the high. Well, no, there's nothing here, right? That's the thing I want to point out. We are in a downside market now. We are having this market is having some form of rebalancing. This selling has more to do with long liquidation rather than more, has to do more than rebalancing than and liquidation than with a more serious selling, right? At least in the short term. Okay. If you have any questions, please just let me know. Otherwise, I don't have too much to say. Um, Chairman Powell continues his testimony, giving his testimony to Congress. Um, there is a lot of chop here. But remember, we never know when some relevant new or something that he may say may be taken by the market in kind of like a uh, like a serious way to in the form of catalytic to trigger some kind of movement, either to the upside or to the downside, right? The trend is to the downside, right? Can you see what's happening here? Market is going to the downside. None of the highs have taken, none of the profiles has taken the previous day high. Yeah? The market to the downside. We are still inside this 2-day range. When the market comes back inside this range, the potential destination is the opposite side of the range. That still is there, right? So now look at this. Look at where this market being bought from. Halfback. What is close to this level? This one here, right? So when the market comes back here, we will have three lows here. We have double non-excess and the high, non-excess and the low, non-excess and the low, but questionable excess and the low. So there's a nothing day today. Okay. Okay. That being said, I guess if there is no questions, this will be it for today. I wish you a good rest of the day. Just be careful out there. If you trade either to the upside. I mean, this is a downside market. This is a downside market. There could be some form of short covering here. There's a lot of short inventory here in the upper side, in weak hands. So just be careful here. Just be very careful if you trade. I don't have any plans to do anything here. The profile is getting wider and wider. There was some liquidation at the opening. You can see this loop of the B here and some accumulation here at the low, but now it's coming like a more even profile, and risk the risk is high on both sides. All right, okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Wish you good rest of the day. Stay safe. Bye bye.